Good evening, LTL Nation, and welcome back to the 7-Minute Breakthrough Revolution. Tonight on Life Talks Live, we're going to talk about bad habits. But I'm not going to venture into the small stuff, the little tiny minor bad habits of the day-to-day life. Actually, what I'm going to be talking about are the major, big, substantial, and not subjective bad habits that everyone in the world knows about or is subject to. My name is Faisal Zeineddine, and you are watching Life Talks Live. What? Is it bad? Is this bad? Smoking? Who told you that smoking's bad? How can you prove to me that smoking is actually bad? Well, actually, smoking is very bad, but the truth is, if we really like something, if we enjoy it, or even if we're addicted to it, we will do our utmost best to defend that thing. We will go and stretch ourselves as far as possible to try and defend something we like, even though that at some level, we know that it's bad for us. I have gone somewhere so far in proving that whenever I smoked, someone would come up to me and tell me, hey, you are a life coach. You coach people, you train people and tell them not to smoke. You make people stop smoking, so why are you smoking? And I would be like, well, you know what? I know that this is bad. I know that this is harmful. I know that this actually kills people, and it's killing me. But the fact is, every cigarette I smoke, I know that it makes my life shorter, and it makes me sure that I have less time on this planet and a lesser and shorter life, and therefore actually try to make the utmost best and the most out of every second I have left. You see, I've gone that far to actually defending smoking and defending the cigarette that I know is really bad for me. But that's what the mind does. That's how far we go in defending what we like. We live in denial, and that is the worst thing that we do to ourselves. And actually, right now, I'm in the mall, and they actually decided to close this section of the mall. So I'm going to try to go somewhere where there's more light. So the first thing I want to talk about is denial. That's what we do in every choice you make. Every choice you make is done by your subconscious. 96% to 98% of all the decisions we make are done by our subconscious. We have nothing or no control over them. You don't believe me? Well, if you like ice cream or if you like pizza, snap your fingers right now and stop liking them. Snap your finger, stop liking pizza. It's impossible. You can't do it. Why? Because it's our subconscious that actually makes these decisions. Even if you tell yourself right now, I want to stop liking pizza, it's impossible. So we can't change that, but actually starting with acceptance. Accepting the fact that something is bad for you. Stop denying it. That is the first step towards actually moving towards fixing a bad habit or trying to change it in the upcoming future. But as long as you're denying the fact that it's bad, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. Second thing on the table tonight is something I like to call the mainstream effect. From the moment we're born, by the time you're 3 years old, you are thrown headfirst straight into a mainstream world. You start going to preschool, and then to school, and then universities, colleges, master's program, and then it's work. You're thrown into a monetary system, and you have no actual choice of not being in this mainstream world, in this monetary system, the capitalism, all of it. And what happens is somewhere along the way, we lose our individuality. We lose sense of who we are, and we just become part of a system that existed way before we came here. And we just get in tune with it. And it all becomes about making money. We reach such a point in this mainstream life where it becomes a victory for us to have a job. A victory to make money, a victory to get married, and a victory to have children. But I say there's much more to life than that. Is it what we're here for? Is that the purpose of being here? Do you think that the world we were born into is a world where we're supposed to keep working and keep making more money to have these materialistic stuff? Is that what we're here for? I don't think so. I think that's the mainstream effect, and it goes even further than that. That now with the social media, which actually tightens the circle of mainstream around us, we reach a point that we can't take our heads out of our phones or away from our TV screens or computer monitors, and we become addicted to it. We become addicted to this virtual life, what Alan Watts calls an electronic reproduction of life. And it's something that you can't taste, can't feel, and can't smell, but you actually just keep on watching it while the whole actual real world is right outside your window. But we become so in tune with the mainstream effect that we lose sense of who we are and ourselves and the lives that we have and the chance that we have on this planet. And from there, we go to point number 3, which is mediocrity. It seems to me that all of us settle down to mediocrity. We settle down so easily, as if to say that we're fine with our accomplishments. We set low standard goals and consider ourselves achievers and overachieving because of these low goals that we set to ourselves. But I'm not talking about, like, break down that mediocrity, but I'm not talking about going out and getting rich or becoming someone you don't want to be. I'm talking about your own dreams, those dreams you had as a kid. What happened to those? I'm talking about going out there and doing what you truly wanted to do, irrespective of the mainstream effect that's been holding you back. What happened to those dreams? So you gotta go out there, break down that mediocrity, go after what you want, and at the same time, try to let go of one thing for me. Try to let go of the worst human, naturally made habit, which is greed. If you can let go of that, then anything is possible. Those dreams that you wanted at some point in life become very, very possible. And I'm gonna leave you with something here that's gonna set a great example. I'm sure that all of you at some point in your lives have played the game of Monopoly. Monopoly, we've all played it. What does it teach us? Monopoly teaches us that you have to go out onto the game and get everything for yourself. You've got to get the equity, the capitals, the houses, the hotels, the money. You've got to get it all. And when you do get it all, you're the winner. When you capture everything that's there on the table, you are the winner. And that's what we're taught by Monopoly, but what it doesn't teach you straight away, what it does not tell you while you're playing, is when you're done, everything goes back in the box. It all goes back in the box. You do not take anything with you. All these things that you had do not really mean anything. So it is about the journey, not what you collect, not what you have, not all the possessions that you waste your whole time trying to make the money to buy more stuff and get sucked into even more into that mainstream system with the loans and the mortgages and everything that's with it. So these 3 bad habits, guys, start with denial. Once you remove that off the table, once you start accepting what these bad habits are, you can start to change. And focus on what mainstream effect is doing to you, and do not settle for mediocrity. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. And tune in with Chad and tomorrow, the rest of the coaches during the week. They have a lot more to add on this subject. I will see you next week. Don't forget, if you have any questions or you want to ask us or get in touch with us or share your stories with us, you know where to find us. Facebook on Life Talks Live, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Life Talks Live, or our website, lifetalkslive.com. Have a very blessed evening, LTL Nation, and I will see you next week. Over and out.